Hello everyone, welcome back. My name's xGirlPlay, and we are back with another Halo Custom Archive video for you today. Today we're going to be covering Donkey Kong. It was first introduced in Halo 2. It's not only going to be the first one that was a mod creation, but it was also based around a Nintendo game, and well, we all know how Nintendo is when it comes to copyrights, and it was only just recently that they have now changed their minds on copyright when it comes to YouTube videos and so forth. So with that being changed and going forward, I was able to use some of the music and video references for this video, which is going to be great, which otherwise if I hadn't, would have been an absolute pain to deal with. Anyways, there were many versions of this custom creation that came out that were inspired based around the old game Donkey Kong back in 1981 by Nintendo, in which Mario must, jump over a bunch of barrels and dodge them as best he can that are rolling down at him as he tries to get to the top to save Princess Peach from Donkey Kong. Which, boy, sure the times changed, because now, Mario chasing after some of that Bowser sweet, thick... Oh, wait, let's not go down Road 34 here. Anyways, let's get back on track. Anyways, so this custom creation actually has 3 different versions of it. They get larger each time with each scale as they keep adding more and more variations with each version. The most popular of them back in the day was actually the second version, which most interestingly enough, in my opinion, was probably the best, but also other people said that that was the one they most remembered out of all the other versions, which also was the version that actually led me to meet up with Lord Zed, a very popular, famous YouTuber and modder back in the day that we used to play a lot of modded maps together, and back in that day he was the one that introduced me to this version of Donkey Kong. There is too many details to go into each version of them. Unfortunately, there's just no way I can go into all of them without making this video extremely long. But they all played out for the most part the same, in which how they were played, which was that you just constantly have to keep moving up throughout the map, trying to dodge obstacles that can splatter you or explode and blow you up, and other ways that they can kill you and splatter you. And they are, played on different maps. Like I think the first version that they came out with was actually on Containment, and then I believe the third version actually is on the map Ascension, but the second version, which is the most popular known, was played on the map Terminal. You play outside the map on a building rooftop on the side that was, slanted, and players would spawn at the bottom of the slanted rooftop area and would have to try to make their way up to the top end. But you would have to try and dodge all the obstacles coming down at you from the top of the rooftop. And the challenge was, though, that there were just so many of these vehicles just constantly spawning with, like, non-stop and just on a loop, just keep spawning more vehicles at the top, and it would just come falling down and would splatter you as you were trying to make your way up. Don't worry though, you have infinite lives on this mod. You could either play it with free-for-all or teams. I saw it played both ways. Just regular free-for-all or Team Slayer game modes. And there was a little tip that the modder Lord Zed gave me, which when he was hosting this, which was if you went to the left side of it, you could actually run up it, and actually it would be a little bit easier. It wouldn't be a guarantee that you'd get up there without getting splattered, but you had less of a chance of getting splattered if you followed up on the left side of it. But still, it happened where, like, sometimes you still get splattered out of nowhere. You were just less likely to get hit overall. If you were fortunate enough to get to the top, you could actually get onto one of the stationary turrets that was at the very top there, and what happened was the bullets were replaced with vehicles. So when you shot bullets out of it, vehicles would just spawn out, so there'd be even more vehicles, making it more difficult for everyone else. Also, there were some other weapons too at top that you could use to make it harder for the other players to try and get up top, and you could shoot them and get points. So it was kind of a reward if you get up there first. There'd be like SMGs, pistols, BRs, shotguns, carbines, sniper rifles, and rocket launchers. And if you were having a hard time trying to get up to the top, don't worry, as if you actually jump off to the left side of the rooftop area right where you spawn, and you just follow it over underneath the top spot where the turrets were. If you go around the side, there's actually some vehicles that are hidden out of sight that you wouldn't have seen normally if you didn't decide to jump out the side there, which include like 2 ghosts, a goshawk, and a wraith. Many were inspired to make similar mods, but this custom creation was without a doubt probably the most popular custom Halo 2 mod out there to date, next to other modded maps like Yellow Brick Road, Stairway to Heaven, and racetrack maps they had in Halo 2. But it didn't end there, actually. Even surprisingly, this custom creation did not just die out in Halo 2. In fact, this custom creation saw its adaptation placed into every Halo game to this day. But even people went back into Halo CE, into the custom edition, and made a huge ass version of Donkey Kong to play on Coagulation. Didn't you guys, catch that reference there that I just made? But yeah, they made a huge one that just spiraled all the way up on Halo's Combat Evolved in the custom edition, and it looks very fun to play. Unfortunately, I never got around a chance to play it myself. The original custom creation would exist in every Halo game going on forward to that point, but on top of that, it would inspire other custom creations in Halo 3 with the inclusion of Forge capabilities now included with Halo 3. People went a little more crazier with it. Forges created different variations that followed the same similar concept of Donkey Kong, but looked more like how it would actually look like in the original game, and how they did it with multiple paths of explosions, barrel type things, which are just fusion coils just falling down and whatnot, and you just have to dodge them. But one of the most popular game modes that actually played back in Halo 3 was actually called Hurricane Katrina, or just called Katrina for short, based off the infamous devastating hurricane that hit the United States and impacted the US heavily back in 2005. This was in Halo 3. This custom creation was very fun to play. It had tons of debris just being launched at you from one side of the map to the other on the map boundary, and you just did your best to try and dodge and survive as long as you can before the time ran out, and try to be the last man standing. You can't reach the other side because there's just too many things that'll thrust you back, like man cannons and grab lifts, pushing spawning debris to the other side where you initially spawned in. Even some games actually even incorporated on top of that an infection mode into the custom creation for Katrina. So now you had 2 different threats to worry about if you were a survivor. You had to worry about all that flying debris that was flying at you that could end up splattering you and killing you, and then you had to worry about the infected players that could, come after you amongst the debris and try to kill you as well, and you had to keep your eye out for them. On top of that, some other custom creations that were fun that got created that were slightly inspired off the Donkey Kong mod. Another one was called Trash Compactor, which took the elements of this custom creation into its design. Some parts of this can even be seen in the Trash Compactor Garbage Man, how you can see how the whole idea of constant, things just flying at you and you have to just keep dodging them. So it's basically like a little bit of Katrina and Donkey Kong mixed together for that one. But it didn't end there. In Halo Reach, the custom creations still did exist, but even bigger ones took its place, like Landslide and Avalanche, which are a new bunch of custom games that were created that spawned off the Donkey Kong Trash Compactor concept idea, where it was just debris falling down at you and whatnot. These custom games that were in a hybrid mix that went by many different names as well, but most of you probably remember them as similar names called Super Happy Fun Slide or World Fun Slide of Doom. But most popularly well known is Speed Halo, and I got a lot of enjoyment out of those custom creations back in the day, and I'm pretty sure a lot of others did as well. In Halo 4 there were still Super Happy Fun Slide, Speed Halo custom creations as well. I also believe they did have Donkey Kong still in there. Not too much had changed overall in Halo 4, but Donkey Kong still existed, and as well, it took this to a far more entertaining level with the version 2 with that they had back in the day of Halo 2, being that it was revamped and it made it to a much more larger scale of destroyed vehicles coming down, and the players had to try and dodge the obstacles while trying to race up to the top. And to add insult to injury, they even put mines to make it additionally more difficult to get to the top. In Halo 2 Anniversary, things were pretty much the same. No big surprise there, unfortunately, due to all the issues that happened around the Master Chief Collection launch, that whole situation. I'm not going to go back into that, but it did impact custom games heavily, so we didn't see much of that in there, but we did see that there is a Donkey Kong custom creation that was made, and I believe there were some speed halos as well in the Halo 2 Anniversary. We'll have to find out and see more when the custom game browser does come out, and maybe an improved version of file share we can actually search up custom creations without having to actually search for the exact person. That'd be great. But yeah, the Donkey Kong custom creation would still, be in Halo 2 Anniversary, and it would go on later on into Halo 5, which from there they just called it Ramp Run for one of the custom creations, but it was basically inspired off of the Donkey Kong Halo 2 mod. But that concept did not just end there with Halo 5. Someone made an even greater, more epic version of Avalanche, just called Avalanche again, but it was from the Halo Reach design, but made far more crazier in its design, where instead you had this entire mountain that you had to climb, this epic run for your life that was a trek to get up, with massive boulders just coming down, just rolling at you, and you just had to dodge them. It looks pretty hectic and pretty fun. I've actually played some of this myself with a group of people, but there's tons of great videos that have great reactions to people when they're playing this, just losing it with so many of these objects just flying down and splattering them. And if you get splattered, you got to start all the way back over. You have to get all the way to the top to be the first person there to capture the objective area to win. And even on top of that, it still did not end there. Halo Online actually had a Donkey Kong custom game mode, as well as some speed halos. Unfortunately, I can't find the original video for the Donkey Kong and Halo Online. I tried looking everywhere, you guys. I'm so sorry. I tried. I had a clip that I saw on YouTube, but unfortunately it just completely disappeared. It just completely gone. It had like a bunch of steps, and you had to climb up the steps, and it had objects flying down it. There was even, a Reddit post to the link of it. That was gone. I think all this got taken down because back when Microsoft, went crazy with the, DMCAs and flagging everyone for it, so they took down most of those videos. So unfortunately, I don't have any of that. I do have some speed halos, I believe, but unfortunately, as for Halo Online, it's just all gone at that point. Unfortunately, people just started taking down their Halo Online videos. So, but it still had the same, cool concept. So it seems that, Donkey Kong has lived on, and it hasn't stopped there. It's kept going on to each Halo game as it keeps going on. But anyways, so let's see here. Besides, the DMCA and all that nonsense and whatnot, as far as the custom creation goes, I know that I've said a lot of times where in my videos where I say we don't know who the author is and whatnot, and in this case we also had a situation like that where all the names are marked with like a question mark, so they don't show who the author is. But digging into this some more, I finally found out who was the person that actually created the version 2 of Donkey Kong and Halo 2. Unfortunately, I couldn't find out about the first one and the third version, but it may be the same person, I don't know. But definitely we got a name for the person who did create Halo 2 Donkey Kong V2, which actually goes to an alias by the person named Milkman. That's the person who actually created it, so it's pretty cool. We actually finally got someone with a name who actually we know was the first creator of this creation for a mod, which is pretty cool. It's interesting to see how this simple variation of mods in Halo 2 based around an old Nintendo game evolved so much over time to such an enormous level with forging that it's an extremely popular custom game mod in Halo, or mode in Halo 5. I really can't wait to see what people plan to do to take this custom creation further into Halo Infinite. So now let's get into the ranking here. For this ranking, because of how popular it was back in Halo 2, it was the most popular game mode or modded custom creation to play back in the day, and how it's continued to grow since the beginning of its custom creation till now. I've decided that I'm going to give this custom creation the Onyx Award, but it was very, very, very close to getting a champion award due to how popular it was and how much it impacted the game. If it had actually been something that they eventually incorporated in the game itself, it probably would have gotten there. And who knows though, if this keeps up with how popular it is, if you know, that might change. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy watching my videos, then make sure to turn on notifications to get updates on this channel for new Halo Custom Archive videos. Check in the video description for more information. Also, if you have any suggestions for other custom creations that I should cover, like custom games, mods, maps, and so on, then make sure to message me and even join my Halo Custom Archive Discord. I would love to hear them. Again, my name is xFerginatorX, and you all have a great day. See you later.